I call this meeting to order at 5:34 PM. Marty, can we please get a roll call? Here. Your mic is not working.
Doesn't work.
Se lo paso.
President Adonis Galarza Toledo,
Here.
Vice President Jesus Gonzalez, Trustee Jocelyn Vargas, Joey Acuña Jr.,
Here.
Trinidad Arredondo,
Here.
Valerie Garcia, here, Silvia Paz, Student Trustee Alexis Ramirez, here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll go ahead and. Yes, we'll go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance now. We'll have a student, Mr. Jacob Vega. Can you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you.
Stand. Please stand. Yeah, it work? Okay. Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
At this moment, we'll go ahead and move on to, I'll turn it over to Dr. Mendoza for Oasis Elementary staff and students.
Thank you. Thank you and welcome. Welcome to Oasis Elementary, our Oasis Distinguished Board, Superintendent Valentino, Cabinet, community teachers. Welcome, welcome to Oasis. We're super happy to have you tonight. And staff, and of course, our parents and community, thank you for being here tonight. Very welcome. My name is Jessica Mendoza. I am the proud principal of this beautiful Oasis Elementary School. And here at Oasis Elementary, we are very proud to instill student agency and leadership. It is very important for us that our students are proud of our school and their accomplishments. And tonight, there's no one better to actually speak on behalf of our school and the great things that we have going on than themselves, our student leaders. So tonight, allow me to welcome our student leaders to come and speak to you about some of the wonderful things that they love about our school.
Hi, my name is Jacob Vega. I'm in the 6th grade and I'm in the expanded learning program. One of my favorite things about Oasis Elementary is the sportsmanship. Our students here help each other out all the time when we most need it, and we have a sense of community. I forgot the rest.
Hello, my name is Isabella. I am Isabella Rodriguez. I'm also in the sixth grade and in the expanded learning program. One of my favorite things about Oasis Elementary is the variety of classes in our expanded learning program. I enjoy learning all subjects with my teacher, Ms. Seja. Actually, I love coming to Oasis because all staff are nice to the students.
Hello, my name is Josiah Chavez and I'm in sixth grade and wait, and I'm in the expanded learning program. My favorite subjects in school are math and science because I like math and science teaches me cool stuff about the world. I also love all the learning opportunities in PE and sports.
Hello, my name is Catalina Romero. I'm in fifth grade and in expanded learning. I enjoy math and library time. I really enjoy library time because we get to read amazing books and we learn about our different interests. The library is always accessible to us, and Miss Ogin, our librarian, is really nice.
Hello, my name is Jesus Cabrera. I am in the fifth grade and in expanded learning. I like math and social studies. Math is fun, particularly fractions. Social studies is interesting because we get to learn about things that happened in the past. I really enjoy being in drumline in the expanded learning program. Hello, my name is Julissa Aceves. I'm in the sixth grade and in expanded learning. I really enjoy ELD because Miss Jaramillo is very fun and nice. I enjoy learning English in a fun way. I also love math and robotics. We have an awesome robotics class and expanded learning program.
Thank you. You guys did amazing. Let's give another round of applause for this amazing leaders at Oasis. They were a bit nervous, but they did it. They did amazingly. And after that, I would like to invite our cabinet and board members to come and sit over on this table here. I mean, not table, the bench, so that we can enjoy some of our student performances. Go ahead. Let's welcome our drum line. Let's welcome Cheer. Let's give it up for Flag. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, congratulations to all of our performers and student leaders, and welcome to Oasis. Thank you.
It's the fun part, now we get yelled at. The good and the bad, right?
At least we got to see people dance.
Where are you?
And
What's your?
I was I just stay there. I just stayed after school into my hours.
Yes, 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 yes. Very beautiful performances. Thank you, Dr. Mendoza. Thank you, Expanded Learning Programs, for all the work that you're doing with our students. Fueron unas presentaciones muy bonitas, muy hermoso. Mostró que pues nuestras inversiones y lo que estamos haciendo por los programas que estamos trayendo para nuestros estudiantes tienen fruto. Yo recuerdo, antes de que empecemos la junta y nos metamos al negocio, yo les quiero compartir. Yo recuerdo haber sido estudiante aquí. I was a student here, and I promoted from this school in 2009, the first year that it was open. Yo fui estudiante aquí en esta escuela y me gradué a la secundaria en el 2009, cuando el primer año que abrió la escuela. Y al igual que nuestros estudiantes que están aquí demostrando, presentando lo que están aprendiendo, yo también fui parte del ballet folclórico y también a mí me tocaba andar baile y baile de presentación en presentación. Y pues al final de cuenta, pues salí más o menos, estoy aquí, ¿no? Entonces, esos programas sí funcionan. Yo siento que soy un producto de los programas de la educación pública del distrito de Valle de Coachella, y con mucha honra, ¿no? Entonces, hay que echarle muchas ganas con nuestros hijos y nosotros le echaremos muchas ganas con las escuelas. So, thank you, and very, very amazing performances. I'm going to move on. This board meeting, we wanted to recognize also our outgoing board member, Blanca Torres Hall. We were supposed to do this last board meeting, but she wasn't able to make it. And again, today, unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it again. But we did want to honor her and present this plaque publicly in recognition for her 8 years of leadership and commitment to serving the students of Coachella Valley Unified School District. So this is a plaque for you all to see that it will be mailed to her. We also wanted to present a proclamation honoring Ms. Blanca Torres Hall, and I'll read the proclamation out loud. Honoring Ms. Blanca Torres Hall, Board Trustee, Coachella Valley Unified School District Board of Education. Whereas it is the intention of the Coachella Valley Unified School District Board of Education and Administration to focus attention on noteworthy occasions and individuals. And whereas tonight, the superintendent and Board of Education wish to recognize Blanca Ha for her 8 years of public service as a trustee to the Coachella Valley community. Whereas Blanca Ha has had a positive impact and commitment to children and adults by serving her community professionally as an educator and social worker for over 14 years. Whereas Blanca Ha was a strong advocate for public education and promoted the building and planning of Palm View and North Shore Elementary School, and was part of the committee responsible for accreditation of CV Adult School in 2007. Now, therefore, be it resolved as a Coachella Valley Unified School District Superintendent and Board of Education, we issue this proclamation as a testament to the pride and progress that Blanca Ha represents to the Coachella Valley, to the community in the Coachella Valley. Dated 15th of December, 2002. So thank you, Ms. Ha, if you're listening. Yes. And also thank you to RCOE for sending in a proclamation in the name of Ms. Blanca Torres Hall. So if you're listening, congratulations. And on behalf of the Coachella Valley Unified School District, thank you for your service. You want to say something? And I'll open it up to any of my colleagues if they wish to comment on working with Blanca Ha. No? Good, good. Mr. Arredondo?
Yeah, I just want to say, I hope she's listening, Ms. Hall. Thank you for your dedication and service on this board, and also for mentoring me along the way as I just started here on the board. Thank you for all your advice and everything that you did to support me while I was on the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Acuna?
Well, good evening, everyone. You know, I was just joking really quick, not about Blanca, but Blanca used to enjoy these as well, is that it never gets old, no matter how many times we see kids perform. Sometimes it's the same song and the same things, but it never gets old to see our kids perform. So I think that's something that's very exciting to keep seeing. And I know Blanca used to really enjoy the performances. I just wanted to mention a couple of things about Blanca. Me and Blanca got on the board at the same time 8 years ago, when there was a lot of controversy and turmoil and stuff like that. And I think the one thing I just wanted to say about Blanca, well, you know, you see a lot of the stuff that happens out in the outside and stuff. Blanca, quietly in her own way, had a way of making sure that we all saw what was real and really attacked the problems from not only a parent, community side, but also being a former employee of the district also had that advantage as well. And the one thing I would like to say, she supported all the programs and everything, but I believe that her advocacy and her support of the special education department and our students in special education cannot be overlooked. She was an advocate, a hardcore advocate. I think she dragged some of us kicking and screaming sometimes in certain ways. But that is an area for her that all children deserve the same quality, equity in schooling. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood, while there's a lot of other things, her advocacy for special ed should not go unnoticed. And I wanted to thank her for all her support in that area for her 8 years of service to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Acuña. Thank you, sir.
Over here.
Trustee Paz?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. So I too want to take some time just to share how I met Blanca, obviously, when I joined this board. And she was always very open, inviting me, even though I wasn't part of the, what was it, the leadership here with, but she always invited me to her meetings with the superintendent and very approachable. So I do want to thank Blanca for her leadership while in the time that I knew her and that I got to work with her. And I admire just the way, like Joey said, that quiet in her own way, she just got things done. And so that's something that I respect and I admire about Blanca. Yeah, just Blanca, if you're listening, thank you for everything that you've done for this district.
Yes, Ms. Trustee Vargas. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I think I was probably one of the, I appreciate, I think Blanca, and her leadership, I think as being one of the newer ones, board members, onto the board. I do remember when I first had the intention of running, you know, she took my call, not knowing like who I was, never having met her. So I do appreciate, you know, Blanca for, you know, being open and willing to talk and have a conversation, you know, regardless of the outcome. But I did want to mention that, and I do appreciate her for being that open and supportive and just being able to talk to her. But thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Wow. Hello. Yes, thank you. We'll move on, and again, congratulations. Thank you, Blanca. We'll move on to closed session, public comments. Closed session, introductory comments and requests to address the board on the adopted agenda will be considered from the audience at this time. Please complete a request to address the governing board form and hand it to the recording secretary. The online form submitted electronically will be read. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes per person, and speakers are not able to concede their time to other speakers. The maximum time for each subject matter is 20 minutes. Additionally, the person making the request should state his or her name and the name of the organization or group represented. Please be advised that the board is not always at liberty to answer questions right away. State law prohibits the board from taking any actions on items not listed on the agenda. Los comentarios preliminarios y las peticiones para dirigirse a la mesa sobre asuntos que están en la agenda se consideran de la audiencia ahora. Por favor, complete la solicitud para dirigirse a la mesa directiva escolar y entréguela a la secretaria de actas. Los comentarios públicos sometidos electrónicamente se leerán. Cada miembro tendrá un límite de tiempo de 3 minutos por persona. El tiempo máximo a un asunto es de 20 minutos. Además, la persona que está solicitando debe declarar su nombre y el nombre de la organización o el grupo que está representando. Le notificamos que la mesa no está en libertad de contestar preguntas de inmediato. La ley prohíbe que la mesa directiva tome acción sobre asuntos que no están en la agenda. We'll have Billy Franco. Billy Franco.
Good evening. Before Billy goes up, I did want to ask if I could have a moment of silence for our two union sisters that passed away.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to take a moment. My name is Isadora Jimenez, chapter president. We had a loss of our two union sisters. And I would like to take a moment of silence. And on that same token, I would like to also give my condolences to Board Member Gonzalez for the passing of his brother, Johnny Gonzalez, who that was his dad, and my number one boss, Alma Gonzalez, husband, and to Tina Gatlin and her family. Tina worked at CDA and was an extraordinary woman. I have no other words but that to describe her because she was awesome. And in that same token, we lost a retiree union sister, Lupe Moreno, who was a bus driver, had just retired last year. And please, let's take a moment of silence for all these individuals who are mourning the loss of a loved one. And I don't want to forget our sister, our union sister secretary, who also lost her husband this week. Thank you. Let's please bow our heads and take a moment of silence. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Billy Franco. I am the CSEA Communications and Public Relations Officer. Classified are made to feel like we are the lower class at CVUSD and with a pay discrimination. It's demeaning to see our respecting neighboring districts honor their classified members and recognize their well-deserving employees. Palm Springs Unified School District was given a 9.7% on salary raise, and Desert Sands Unified settled with 9.5%. A cost of living adjustment would help relieve so many of our members' financial issues, especially with inflation on the rise. While prices are going up, classified make considerably less than administration, yet some received a significant raise of 10%, while classified members are being offered 4%. How is this fair? We are being denied a COLA that is rightfully entitled to members. The governor of California allowed a 8.13% COLA in our education budget. We call for our district administration and board of trustees to ensure classified members receive their piece of the pie. You all know that classified staff is crucial to the district. We clean the rooms and offices. We feed our students. We provide emotional and academic support to our students. We make sure the lights, the water, the electronic devices that all the staff and students use are working. We provide the students with the materials they need to succeed. We assist parents with any and all questions they have. We process all staffs, including all of your paychecks. The list goes on and on. Why are you treating us like we are nothing? We do a lot more than you are aware of or care to acknowledge.
Thank you. Lorraine Salas.
Good evening, everyone, community. I just want to say my name is Lorraine and I've been a teacher here for about 8 years. And I'm very proud to be a teacher here for the Oasis community. I work with a very professional, dynamic, creative teachers and staff who are here tonight. Some of who are here tonight. I'm very fortunate to be working with them. We put in heart and soul into our lessons every day. And we put in so much work to make sure that not only our lessons, but safety conditions are adequate at our school. I also want to say that I trust my union because our union has advocated for us, CVTA members, and advocating for members is also advocating for students, and advocating for students is also advocating for the community. We still have a lot to improve in our district, such as increasing the number of special education personnel, which I think an SLP, which is a speech language pathologist, having 70 students on their caseload is unacceptable. Having only 3 occupational therapists in the district is not acceptable. 1 elementary emotionally disturbed class is not acceptable. And I understand this is not an issue in neighboring districts, but in neighboring districts, the teachers there are getting a significantly higher raise. So a teacher among us had asked, who amongst the board here does not support a raise that is higher than 5%? Please raise your hand. We'd like to know why, especially with over $40 million in reserves. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Bernadette Unden. Correct me, please.
Good evening, and I would like to thank the board for giving us this opportunity to speak. It is intimidating to get up here, I have to say, and I can see why some people bring notes, but the reason I'm here is because I also find it very disappointing that the administrators have been approved of 11.5% increase in compensation. You're increasing the workers at the top of the top employees 11.5%, but you are offering the workers at the bottom, the teachers, only 5%. And I know that the board has to recognize that disparity. I mean, that's an inequity. That that's not fair. And yet I don't know exactly what the holdup is, but I really feel like the board can do better. I really feel like you can do what's right and do what's fair. And I have to, that that's not fair. So we are looking for an 11.5% raise, just like you gave the people at the top, the administrators. Thank you. I hate to see this turn acrimonious or combative or anything. I just really want just a fair settlement. And I think that I can know that you can fix this. I know that you can. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for letting me speak.
Do we have any closed session? Okay. These are the electronics, the ones you have, are they for closed session? Yes, let's do those first.
Silvia Camacho, subject salary wages. The raise the board is proposing is an insult. Administration gave themselves a 10%. We deserve more, not 7%. We work hard and our job is very important. We are the fundamentals of the students. Everything starts at preschool Head Start. Edith Ceballos, subject salaries. It's not fair that you gave the district employees a 10% raise and us classified only get 7%. And we work so hard for more than 20 years. Raquel Contreras, subject 4% COLA. Teachers need a higher percentage of COLA and so do we classified. We do as much and even more than admin at times. We are the working people. Without us as employees, there would be no base. I believe teachers should go up to a 9 or 10% and classified 8 or 9%. Sandra Valenzuela, subject COLA 10%. We have been in negotiations for a while, as you will get a better understanding in your purple folders that say what is wrong with this picture. I am speechless to say the least. How can management receive 10% when we ask for a measly 5% is like pulling a mule out of mud. We did not receive anything for essential pay. Our neighboring districts got really good COLAs, and I have never heard of them going through such a hard time getting a COLA. We are so behind, and you probably have the highest reclass submissions of members this year. Due to no COLAs in the past 5 years, I am embarrassed that we even have to come to this, but we are not going to stop until we get our money. Shame on management, even getting raises of any kind. From whatever funds when you have your classified on limbo. Eggs, gas, rent, etc. is going up, not our COLA. We want our 10%. Anonymous classified members, subject COLA. My comment pertains to feelings shared among classified and certificated employees at CVUSD. There is this constant message of we are a family. I don't know what kind of family you want us to be part of, but I am not at all interested in family dynamic where the board feels that it is okay to engage in negotiations where they feel that classified members are subhuman to themselves and to management. Management members are paying more for everything in their grocery stores, so they got a raise. We are also paying more. How do you reason that management deserves a raise, but that classified members do not deserve the equal percentage for COLA? Every person in this district deserves a raise, a fair raise. In fact, the state has given you the funds to support the COLA district-wide, yet you continue to waste valuable time of the negotiating team members by refusing to give us a fair raise. You seem to have no intention of negotiating in good faith. Why would you run for a board position where you don't value the people you represent? Management run their positions with the support of classified. Just like we need them to lead, they need us to run their day-to-day operations. Classified also go above and beyond their job description duties. Bus drivers, custodians, paraeducators, office staff all go above and beyond their duties. Bus drivers don't just drive children to and from school, sit with bus driver and ask about their day. Custodians don't just pick up trash. They are often loved by their students, and not just because they keep the campus clean. Office technicians work directly below their bosses and de-escalate situations daily. We do it in the name of family, the CVUSD family. Board members, it is your turn to show you are part of this family. Jose Martinez, subject purchasing warehouse. I am once again writing to bring attention to our situation in the district warehouse. We have not had any movement on our reclassification. The position of storekeeper has been overlooked twice, once with the maintenance reorganization and once with the kitchen reorganization. I would like the board to see why this process is taking so long. Thank you. Ramiro Rosales, subject purchasing warehouse. Good evening, Dr. Valentino and board members. I work as a purchasing storekeeper. I would like to make you aware we are still pending on an accurate job description for our position, despite the facts we presented, some such as the asset control put the district out of compliance. This is a job we have been doing since it started 10 years ago, and the district has now asked us to stop as they are not willing to add it to our job description. Please help us resolve this issue and get our district back on track. Talk to the different administrators and ask them how important is the asset tagging for tracking and inventory and audits. Please ask who is currently tagging our inventory and what is the plan to put us back in compliance. We ask for your help as our administration has not been able to fix our issue. Our department has always been overlooked and expected to perform with 3 storekeepers for a growing school district with huge volume, yet we were also passed up the last time our maintenance family was reorganized. The last one, Leticia Lira. Anyone who has a 4, 5, or 6-figure salary pays the same amount for groceries, for example, eggs, utilities, car and home insurance, property taxes, Same tax on clothes, gas, the list goes on. It is reasonable that we all get a 10% raise. It just makes sense. Thank you. That's all.
No more sheets? We'll finish up with public comment. Mario Galarza.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Mario Galarza Rodríguez, soy padre de familia de aquí de la escuela de Oasis. Nada más, yo estoy fuera de, de estas reuniones, tengo como 9 años que era yo participante, era miembro del Concilio de Padres. Hace 9 años y ahorita yo estoy, como le dijera, que no tengo mucha noción de todas estas reuniones. Estoy viendo muchas personas que no son de esta área, padres de familia, veo muy pocos también aquí sin participar. Y es mi primera reunión que estoy aquí. Las preguntas son acerca de los bases de Desert Mirage. No sé con quién dirigirse. Están fallando mucho a recoger los niños en la parada. Llegan muy tarde. Las veces que no voy a trabajar, mi niño me habla y yo lo llevo a la escuela. Le hice un comentario a la directora de Desert Mirage también una vez. Dijo que iba a haber eso, pero siguió el problema. Yo pienso que no porque estemos en esta área abandonada, nos hagan eso. Que cada vez los bases estén llegando tarde por los niños, pero si en la escuela están listos a mandarnos mensajes, su niño no entró al periodo fulano, pero no preguntan por qué llegan tarde tampoco. Pero los mensajes nos llegan a los padres, siempre. Y yo estoy al tanto porque me llega el mensaje y luego le hablo a mi hijo, hey, ¿por qué entraste tarde? No, papá, llegó tarde el bus allá. Llega tarde el bus aquí por nosotros. Yo iba a ir ya al distrito a preguntar, pero pues, dijo, ahorita esta reunión no sé de qué se trataba, yo vine. Le dije a Adonis, voy a ir. Soy tío de él, de Adonis.
Y fui a su casa, antes de la junta me invitó unos tacos y es cuando me dijo.
Le dije, voy a ir, pero no sé cómo está el rollo de las juntas, porque luego son 9 años que no me presentaba. Y yo creo que voy a ir para largo porque mi niño tiene 5 años todavía. Hay mucho para adelante. Antes que Dios no me deje llegar hasta esa edad de verlo más, voy a estar.
Aquí nuestro equipo, tío, señor Galarza, le responderá sus preguntas. Y estarán en contacto con usted.
Okay.
Antes de que se vaya, va a conseguir alguien que hable con usted para agarrar su información.
Ok, gracias.
Can we get a translation, please?
Fill out one of these.
Translate.
Oh, you're going to translate?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna try to remember all of that. So he was mentioning that he hasn't been to one of these meetings in about 9 years. And he came to share that his student goes to Desert Mirage High School and often the buses are not on time or don't show up to pick up the students. He says that he will receive the phone call that he was absent, that his student was absent for 1 or more periods. He'll question his son and his son says, well, the bus didn't show or the bus was late. So he wants to know what is the district doing to ensure that these students are picked up on time. Thank you.
Next, we'll have Salvador Espejo. Salvador. We'll come back to it after closed session. At this moment, can I get a motion to enter into closed session?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, is there a second? Second by Ms. Vargas, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. We'll be back at 7 o'clock. Thank you. I'll just wait for you. Forces. Two and two, testing. I had a motion by Mr. Arredondo to return to open session and a second by myself, with the 6-0 vote. So now we're back to open session. Was there any action taken in closed session, Madam Clerk?
The board took the following action in closed session, approved expulsion case number 22/23/006 for expulsion recommendation. Motion was made by Mr. Trustee Arredondo, seconded by Trustee Paz, and motion was carried 6-0. The board took the following action in closed session, approved expulsion case number 22/23/009 for stipulated expulsion. Motion made by Trustee Arredondo, seconded by Trustee Paz. Motion was carried 6-0. The board took the following action in closed session, approved expulsion case number 21/22/012 for clear reinstatement. Motion was made by trustee Arredondo, seconded by trustee Garcia, and the motion carried 6-0. The board took the following action in closed session, approved expulsion case number 21/22-013 for clear reinstatement. Motion was made by trustee Vargas, seconded by trustee Arredondo, and the motion was carried 6-0. The board took the following action in closed session, approved expulsion case number 21/22-016 for clear reinstatement. Motion made by trustee Arredondo, seconded by trustee Garcia, and the motion carried 6-0. And the last item, board took following action in closed session, approved expulsion case number 21/22-017 for clear reinstatement. Motion was made by trustee Paz, seconded by trustee Arredondo, and the motion was carried 6-0. And that's it.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to approval of the agenda as submitted.
So moved. I believe we were gonna pull an item, Dr. Valentino, the transportation item. So I motion to approve the agenda with the stipulation that we move the why are we clearing?
What item is it, Mr. Arredondo?
1 second. Oh, the 10.6, I believe it is.
10.6?
Is that correct? Thank you. So I move to approve the agenda as submitted with the removal of 10.6.
Is there a second? Thank you. Second by our student trustee.
That's the reason why. The information provided and misleading. Okay, for the board. All right.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by our student trustee, Alexis.
Ramirez.
Alexis by trustee Ramirez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any oppose, any abstain, or student trustee? How do you vote? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to board notifications, request to address the board, public comment. Introductory comments and request to address the board on items on the adopted agenda and items not on the adopted agenda will be considered from the audience at this time. Please complete a request to address the governing board form and hand it into the recording secretary. The online form submitted electronically will be read. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes per person with a maximum of 20 minutes per each subject matter. Additionally, the person making the request should state his or her name and the name of the organization or group represented. Please be advised that the board is not always at liberty to answer questions right away. State law prohibits the board from taking any action on items not listed on the agenda. We have Salvador Espejo.
No.
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 Bueno, Mike Wells. And just a friendly reminder to my colleagues, we are working with interpreters and they have requested for us to speak not as fast as we do. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. I'm Mike Wells. I'm here on behalf of the Girl Scout group tonight. I kind of wasn't sure how to present today because I'm not on the agenda. So nothing can be done on my request, but you have in front of you my previous request to put an agenda item on the board agenda for approval of waiver of fees for our two Girl Scout trips, use of facilities fees. The estimates that I've gotten out of facilities and maintenance are round numbers, $420 for a 2-hour meeting. We meet once a week. That's not possible for us. So mostly just to present our request to you. Hopefully it can be on another board agenda in the future. And we can go from there, and I'll bring you more details and some more information for you at that time, rather than taking up time tonight.
Thank you. Just really quick, does the information provided also include how many of our students or how many of your students are our students and vice versa?
I did not bring that tonight. I can bring that for you when it's on the agenda, so you'll have some kind of an idea anyway. We've done it in the past, but I didn't do it for tonight because I'm not on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Mari, is there any more public comment? Thank you. You guys are good? Isadora? No, okay. That's good. Thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to written communications. No written communications. Nope. Student trustee report. Trustee Ramirez.
Yes, hi, I want to start off, I think, communicating first of CV High School. This report was written by Germán Chavez. I think the most important thing that he wanted me to announce there is CV's Career Center finally has an administrator assistant. I think this is Ira Rivera. In these few days, she has already made a huge impact, and next steps are to plan a college field trips and career fairs. Another thing he really wanted me to voice out for this month is ASB will be participating in a highway cleanup on Saturday, January 21st in Mecca. ASB clubs will be hosting lunch activities next week during the district wide Great Kindness Challenge, which is a Spear Week that will be happening next week, I believe. Club photos will be taken next Thursday for all the active clubs on campus. The YWE will host a guest speaker, Olivia Rodriguez from Que Madre, Wednesday, January 18th, and on Friday, January 20th with YWEC. And any information for the booths and during both lunches. My next report would be on Desert Mirage High School. This report was written by Stephanie De La Rosa. She wanted me to voice out that in 19 years, we have after 19 years, we have had our very first administrator assistant, Paulina Hurtado. Our counselors are very excited for this new support in the counseling department. She wanted to voice that girls wrestling at the Riverside County Girls Championship Tournament, 2 of the wrestlers placed 2nd and 3rd place, which is great for them. Very proud. And their college and career hosting a parent FAFSA night on the 18th, ensuring seniors are finished with their FAFSA applications. And they are as well hosting a field trip to La Sierra University with some of their teachers. I believe this is AVID. Next up, we're also voicing out La Familia High School. Some of their more academic features they have here. Their session 3 GPAs for season 3 that ended December 16th, 100 La Familia students earned a GPA of a 2.0 or higher. So that's very good for them. 50 of the students earned a 3.0 and higher, which is all showing a commitment of above C average. Their iReady testing with language arts nearly complete with math and English on their way, and La Familia students are digitally completing iReady testing. The top 20 will be rewarded with a pizza party. They also have sports going on. Their soccer season is underway. The watchful eye of Coach Joey White, looking for an excellent season. And they also have had I think I've recently heard about this, their student body All 12 of La Familia student ambassadors helped with the orientation of new students, giving them campus tours and tips for success. And lastly, the school I'm representing, West Shores High School. This would be a report given off by high school and middle school because we are conjoined. So and one important thing I really wanted to state out there is the LPEC meeting. Our site is having our El Success meeting this Thursday or today to highlight the success of our students who reclassified, as well as getting to know our students and motivate them to take the LPAC, which would be happening on February next month. Our parent FAFSA night as well, West Shores is having a parent presentation on FAFSA this Friday to provide support to students and parents that will be completing the FAFSA, which I believe that would be sometime in the next 2 months, I think. Something happening just this month in our school, first month, our first semester awards. West Shores is hosting our very first semester awards on Thursday, January 26th. We were organizing students for their scholarships as well as their citizenship and attendance. As well as DM, our AVID class will also be taking a field trip to La Sierra on the 24th of January. And the next month, high school and middle school AVID will be going to UCR. I believe they will be accompanied by our assistant principal, Dr. DeFeo. Our first semester middle school had an elective wheel, and they, as I was speaking with Ms. Mejorado today, she thinks it's important for the middle schoolers to get to experience different activities. So they get to experience art as well as other electives if they haven't tried AVID or computer science and stuff like that that can get them ready for high school. Our West Shore sports, boys and girls basketball has started. I believe boys and girls won their first home game yesterday or the day before that, so that's exciting. And our girls volleyball team received an all CIF academics team honors that includes our fall sports scholar athlete, Katrina Romero, a senior this year. Our wrestling team will be having a meet this Saturday, and they leave early in the morning. We hope for some good news. And ACES will also be having a middle school volleyball tournament. We wish them well. Our winter sports banquet that will be happening next month on the 24th of February. For ASB, the junior class has started pre-selling prom tickets during lunch. Our ASB class is planning a prep rally on January 27th, which is next Friday. This would also be to introduce winter sports and to welcome students back, as well as introduce them with games and activities. So they start off the year, this new year, just better and a little stress-free. Beautification of our school has also started, the gym floor, which students love and appreciate very much. And it's also a great way to show the pride of our school because we hang out in the gym a lot. I've also worked with Ms. Mejorado personally and with Ms. Jessica, our school secretary. And we're starting to discuss the importance of the beauty within our school, starting with our bathrooms. I've noticed cleaner bathrooms thanks to our janitors, and of course, as well as middle school students also helping out with the high school side, and the high school sides helping with the middle school side. So that's very much appreciated. Middle schools will have a Sweethearts dance on the 10th and high school on the 17th. And my personal favorite, the Wellness Center. The Wellness Center has been free for students throughout the day. If they are having a bad day, they go in. They go out 5-10 minutes. If they ever need a talk or if they don't, that's up to them. Coach Andres, I believe he's the one in charge there. He's really made it, even for me, I've gone in there a couple times after just a bad day or a bad morning. It's really freeing. I enjoy it very much. And they're also having a wellness open house during teacher parent conferences. We invite you board. It's from 4:30 to 6:30. We hope to see you there. So this would be parent teacher conferences. I believe they're next or the 30th of this month, I believe, or this of next month, I think. I would have to get back on you guys. I'm so sorry. Another change that we have for West Shores is our library. We gave it, or no, Miss Carmen gave it a very beautiful makeover. It looks and feels like a library in there. And students are already excited to check out books. At the moment, we still can't because it's not complete. But students still go in there during lunch and they either bring their own book and they read, or they just like to be in there. And lastly, the students also want to thank you for the landscaping in front of our school that has started as well. The beautiful desert flowers that are sprouting in front of our school really mark that this is West Shores and that we are from the desert. I think just any last things I want to just announce that students have talked to me about as they recognize me as their student trustee for the school are, I think just the bus routes, some of them of the bus routes in the morning, the bus either gets there late or teachers can't start the day without the late bus, or just anything in general that just happens. It's either the bus is late or the bus never shows up or the bus stops change completely. I know with the time change around 5, everything's like already dark and some students are having to walk in the complete dark and some parents are concerned. But I think overall, this year or January has started, this new semester has started off pretty good. Everyone is happy with all the changes that have happened throughout the school year. I'm glad that I'm here as a student trustee as well, being able to report all of this to you guys because I know how much of a difference it makes. But I think that is all for today. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Thank you, Trustee Ramirez, for a very, very comprehensive report on our 3 high schools and representing your colleagues in their absence. Great job, Trustee. Mr. Acuna.
I don't really have a lot to report on. I haven't really been out to the sites yet since we've come back. But I did want to kind of also, I know Isidore brought it up a little earlier, but we lost a lot of people during the holiday season and then starting up again. Many of them are family members for our district or district employees and or family members in the communities that have contributed a lot over the years. So I wanted everybody to kind of, keep them in their thoughts. And for those religious, in your prayers. We did, again, board member Gonzalez, his brother passed away, someone I grew up with in the neighborhood. I knew very well. It was, my son and his kids are friends. They play ball together. And so it's that. Obviously, Tina Gatlin, someone who I've known for years, and her husband and I went to school together, and then that was also a shock. Again, I believe Victor was just this week, correct? Victor was this week as well. Some of you know, the family that works here, but also I believe he was in maintenance a few times or such, but he, another member of the community, Jess Sanchez, I don't know, some of you may know him, a longtime family in the Valley, went to our school district and again, so it is sad. So, life is short. Let's embrace it and move forward. Because you never know. And again, I joke sometimes that, we see people pass away who are older already, but I'm getting to that older age and a lot of these people are my age now too. So it kind of puts a lot of things back into perspective when they're your age and these tragedies are happening to them. So that's pretty much all my report. Just, condolences to all the families and, hopefully we can all move forward. And next month, when we're kind of back in the rhythm, I'll probably have more reports and more things to say. I'm pretty sure I'll have more things to say. I'll be good today. As Isadora said, I don't want to ruin the night. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Acuna. We'll go this side. Trustee Paz, you ready? El botón.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year, and I have no report today or no comments. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go this way. Madam Vargas, Madam Clerk.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. My only item to report, I had the opportunity to join a community meeting with ICUC this past week. Staff provided some information and updates on the incident that happened back in November. So I really appreciate staff who was there and Gus who stayed with me till the end of the meeting. I'm hoping that we can follow up again with parents. I feel like maybe there was more that we could have provided some more additional follow-up, maybe some more space for unanswered questions. I feel like maybe there could have been a bit of more conversation or maybe lingering questions from parents. So I'm hoping that we can, continue to have those open conversations regarding our safety on campus and really working with them to address those concerns. I think the other item that they were really hoping to share and have a conversation around is around the community school. So I'm hoping then maybe staff can provide some more information or updates as we start working on the implementation of the community school grants. But I'm also looking to meet with them as an organization to just understand kind of where their priorities are and see how we can work together on doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vargas. Trustee Garcia.
Is it working? Okay. This is my second meeting. Happy New Year to everyone. It was beautiful to be on campus and see our students shine once again, and to see all the work that goes into the arts and how our students grow in those areas, right? I was color guard and marching band, so that just touched me because that was amazing to see. We also noticed how full the meetings are. So we definitely take note. We hear you and are having conversations as far as that goes. Second board meeting and to already hear of the loss that we've had in our communities. Condolences to everyone who's contributed to our school district and even our board member who's lost a sibling. That's horrible and so sad at the beginning of the school year. I mean, the beginning of the new year to feel that loss. Just learning and absorbing everything. So taking note of all of you that come and reach out. I'm here and available as far as that goes, and we'll begin doing the site visits just like everyone else. So it was beautiful to be here on this campus. I had not been to this one. So amazing work, and we recognize it. Thank you.
Mr. Arredondo.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President Galarza. So good evening to everybody here. Thank you for coming. I just want to start off by also offering my condolences to the many employees, community members that we have lost over these past few months. Definitely, just a sad time. But through that, we can also, just continue to work together, for our students, our staff, and our community. So I do want to say that I've had the opportunity to visit some sites. And first of all, I want to thank staff for some of the stuff that they've been working on, which is I went to CV High School, saw the weight rooms that, for 20, 30 years have not been refreshed. So thank you, Dr. Valentino, for prioritizing that and staff as well, because they look really, really nice. And I think our students deserve to have, a good workout areas so that they can do well as they've been doing it in the football and all our sports. I also got to see the girls basketball team beat Cathedral City. So I was good to sit there and watch a basketball game as well. I went to Cesar Chavez. I saw a refresh of the parking lot. They had a restroom refresh. They did the staff lounge. Thank you to staff for doing those things, because sometimes it's those small things that motivate us as part of our job to, just continue doing what we're doing, right? I got a chance to sit in on a training or informational session at Peter Pendleton on letters training for intervention for our teachers and our teachers really, so I hope staff can give us a presentation on opportunities for letters training for elementary as part of our intervention program. That would be my request. I got a chance to go by La Familia High School, and I know we're doing some beautification there as well, as we know that our students are deserving there of a beautiful campus, and we're definitely upgrading. I've seen more trees planted. I've seen some of our sites being worked on. All those things are important because our sites, for years, need to be kept up. And I know that we don't always have the opportunity, as a school district to focus on these areas, but it's good to see how beautiful some of our sites are looking and continuing to visit other sites. I did want to mention that I went to Coral Mountain and the field was, pretty unusable. As we have a gopher problem there. I'm hoping that we can do something soon to help that school site. And so to better the situation there at Coral Mountain Academy. The last thing is I'd also like information on combo classes throughout our school district. And I did hear from some teachers that they wanted us to relook at combo classes and how it affects their school site and their ability to teach 2 grades at the same time. So hopefully we can get a report on that. My last request would be that I know that throughout the years, throughout this year, we've had sub issues and maybe if we can get a staff report on our staffing across our school sites, just to make sure that we have the staff. And I know that every school district is kind of struggling through that, but I'd like to have that report. Thank you. And then I just want to end by thanking our staff. Thank you for what you're doing, right? Classified and our teachers and our staff, our management. Thank you to everybody that's given 110%, right? We see it. I've visited over 100 schools. 100 classrooms already. Definitely see it on a day-to-day. So thank you for continuing to do that great work, and we can continue to work together to make sure that we're doing everything we can for our students. So that's my report. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Arredondo. As far as my report, I also was able to attend the community meeting alongside it with staff and board member Vargas. What else? I was forgetting something. Yeah, I'm forgetting something. There's something else. Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to everybody who came up and gave public comment. Thank you to CSEA, CVTA for coming all the way down here and visiting my hometown, my backyard. I literally live a minute away, half a mile away. So I'm always excited to have guests visit this side of town, right? It's the community that raised me and my friends and my family, right? So welcome. I take pride in having you all here. Again, I attended the ICUC meeting, and I've been having conversations with staff, or board members about the direction that we want to go into this year, and I'm really excited, right? As we get into expanding our programs, right, such as the wellness center, making sure that hopefully, right, we implement that program all across the board into our elementary schools, right? Because as we've heard from our student trustee, they're functioning, they're working, and I believe, right, that we need to start creating safe spaces all across the board for our students at the earliest stages if possible, right? I think the sooner we show them and we teach our students how to deal with emotion, how to deal with stress, how to deal with trauma, how to deal with life, right? I think we can, create working, functioning, members of society, right? So really looking forward to working with all my colleagues and all stakeholders involved to ensure that, we're delivering the best quality of education we possibly can to our students. So thank you all. And again, Happy New Year, happy 2023. And I look forward to all the amazing things that we will accomplish together. Mr. Valentino, Dr. Valentino.
Thank you, President Galarza. Just really quick, a happy new year to everyone. Just two things. There was a Kid Wind event this Saturday at Palmview, which was incredible because it demonstrated how the continued support and guidance by our teachers and site administrators for our students to participate in STEM has really made a difference. For the first time, there is a TK student and a first grader participating from Cesar Chavez in Kid Wind, and they actually won best windmill blades. I guess because they colored them really pretty, they were really cool. And then they said, would it be possible for us to color the ones off of the freeway? And so, but we also have champions who have won year over year. And this year, they're excited because if they win the nationals, they get to go to New Orleans. So they're really working extra hard to accomplish that. And the other thing is that the ICUC meeting that Board Member Vargas mentioned really is an opener for us to be more engaged with some of our community partners. And so I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation as you suggested, Ms. Vargas, and spend more time with them and just having conversation on a number of these issues, because there's a strong parent group there that can really be a support for the work that we're trying to move forward. And that's all I have now. So back to you, Ms. Vargas. Thank you.
Thank you. So moving on to presentations, item 7.1, John Stout and David Beckham, facilities and maintenance operation presentation. Did I do?
Hello, members of the board and our community and staff, teachers. I'll be presenting on behalf of John Stout. My name is Timothy Hernandez. I'm the maintenance and operations supervisor in charge of maintenance. So our maintenance and operations are CVUSD Maintenance and Operations Department. We play a key role in providing a safe, clean environment for our students. Our responsibility is to ensure we create a physical setting that's appropriate and adequate and conducive to our student learning. Here you can see some of our trainings we've been providing to our grounds team, our custodial staff, and some of the repairs we've made at some of our sites. I'm going to talk about some of the projects we've completed year to date. So this calendar day, up to date, we've installed 33 new HVAC units at various sites throughout our district. We've also provided 19 new drinking fountains installed district-wide. Item number 3, Cesar Chavez. Some of our student restrooms, we redid our foundations and replaced the flooring. We also installed a new storm drain system in front of our 600 wing at CVU Elementary. This is an area that was known to have potential flooding damage in the area. So we were able to come up with a practical solution to mitigate the flooding. We also repaired and restored some of the lighting here in our MPR here in Oasis with the retrofitted LED light bulbs, energy efficient. We also, our CB High School stadium lighting system and sound system have been repaired and upgraded. We've also replaced the marquee at CB High School on Van Buren, as you can see in our picture. We've also completed some beautification and enhancement at various sites. Notably, it would be West Shores High School. We beautified the front of that, provided irrigation. We've also implemented the feminine hygiene dispensers throughout various sites in the district to be in compliance with AB 367. Here you'll see some of the projects we've worked on throughout the district. Some of the HVAC units up in the gym at CV High School. That's in the upstairs weight room. You'll see a bird's eye view of the CDA quad area. These are planners that were left and we upgraded them, updated them with a new landscaping and hardscape. And on top, you'll see there a new drinker that was installed at Coachella Valley High School. And these are chilled drinking fountains. You know, it's important for our kids in PE to have fresh drinking water while they're out there. And that's kind of the sample that's like the template we're going to be doing at different sites. So of those 19 that were installed, the 12 of them are exactly like that. So they're double decker chilled drinking fountains. Some of our future projects, which actually have already been completed. Saul Martinez will be adding the security fencing in the front of the admin office. That was the area that we saw needed to be addressed. So we'll be doing a project on that to be completed this summer. Also, the parking lot repairs at Cesar Chavez Elementary School. That's already been completed. We did a full, there was areas there in the bus loop and in the staff parking lot that got redone, and we did a full striping of the parking lot. Also, our West Shores High School gym floor, we were able to resurface that and redo the court lines and update their logo to their new logo. And we'll also be doing, we'll also be working on other floors such as CDA, Desert Mirage High School. Item number 4, it'll be the second phase of our shade fabric replacement pending our CDE approval. So throughout last summer, we did a project to replace damaged and outdated shade fabric. So we'll be working on that this summer. And some more of our future projects will be scoreboard replacements at our high schools. And this is for our baseball, softball, and football, soccer scoreboards. So there it says we're awaiting proposals. So we've already received those proposals. So we'll be working to get those going and approved. And once we get our concepts and our proofs, we'll be taking that to board. An item was taken today too, in our consent for our flooring CMAS, so that we implemented, it'll be a 3-year plan. So we assess all of our floors in the district as a 1, 2, or 3 priority. So we'll be taking the ones this year. And so that's at various sites throughout the district. We're also conducting right now a roofing assessment and inspection of all of our school sites. So that's an ongoing thing right now. It should be completed by the end of this month. So by the end of next month, we'll be able to provide our findings and identify the key needs there. We'll also be rekeying our district-wide, our red padlocks. That's been an issue with some of the locks, not working, they're older locks. So that's a safety issue. So we want to go through that, revamp that. We also installed a new custodial chemical dispensing systems at all of our school sites. So that was something that my counterpart Victor took care of. So that rolled out throughout the winter break. So all of our school sites have that now. And thank you. So
We'll take questions. We'll open it up for.
Good evening,
Oh,
board members and cabinet.
Do you want to
Um,
take questions now or after?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to take questions now or wait?
No, please.
any questions from the board or committee? Sorry.
Oh, so wait, I'm sorry, because, oh, there's a question.
I just want to thank the staff for these things. I've been walking around and seeing some of these things look beautiful. Turning off my mic. Is that a sign? It's on purpose, huh? Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to your staff, Timmy, and thank you to our staff, our entire staff, because I've been walking around and seeing a lot of these things and thank you. And with that, thank you.
I do have.
Can you do the presentation all over again?
I have a PDF.
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. We can catch up later. Any other questions? Trustee Acuna?
Yeah, I know it's not on your list, but the work that you guys are doing out at La Familia as well, I think that that's great. I mean, it's been long overdue, but I'm glad to see it's finally getting in there and putting some trees. And I think you're putting crushed rock around the basketball courts, which always get flooded and muddy and stuff. And so it isn't everything they wanted, but I think it's really going to be helpful. So thanks for I know, like I said, I know it wasn't in here, but I know there's other things you guys are doing, but thanks for the La Familia. That one's been in the making for a long time. So thank you.
Thank you.
I had a question.
Trustee Vargas?
Thank you so much for your presentation. I really, it's great to see the improvements and the projects happening. I was curious to know about what the process to prioritize projects, like how is it that we decide what projects to take on? What are things that are planned out? I see that we had the assessment of the roofing. Are there other things that we plan out throughout the year? Like in preparation, so let's say for summer, are we doing an assessment of our AC units and how they're functioning and the plan to maintain or upgrade or whatever maybe?
Yeah, so we have, there was previously a HVAC assessment done throughout the district. So we've used that as a tool to assess, to cross-reference that with some of our staff. And that's how we're selecting which units to replace. And we're stocking up on inventory. That way, when the summer hits and compressors go out, we have them available. Doing our preventative maintenance, addressing any key areas, especially, even if it's a classroom that's not being used, we still want that AC to be ready to go. So it usually we'll do kind of like a district-wide assessment, and then we prioritize from the critical level down to the low priority.
Thank you. Trustee Arredondo?
Just one thing I didn't mention, but I get asked a lot, Timmy, and that's or Mr. Hernandez, sorry. One thing I get asked a lot is, do we have a plan for preventative painting? Because some of our schools, they like a refresh of a coat of paint. So you have to respond, but maybe email if we do have something.
I can respond to that. So we will be working on a district-wide painting project. So we've already addressed some of the areas that, like I said, we're able the 1s, 2s, and 3s. So on our next board meeting, we should be taking something for one of our school sites.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Good evening again. Sorry about that. David Bockham, Director of Facilities. See if we can get this working. So this will be our facility project update report. Quick slide about facilities. What we do, our department's responsible for the planning and construction of new facilities and the modernization of existing facilities to ensure compliance with government codes and regulations. Facilities Planning and Development Department has grown since we last spoke. We've added a couple of people. Chris De La Rosa, a new project manager, has joined us. He's got about 20 years of experience managing and maintaining school facilities. He's a welcome addition to Leticia and I. And we've added a budget analyst, Liliana Aguirre, which we share with fiscal department. She's helping us keep an eye on the numbers, which are vitally important in our business. Facilities Planning and Development is a quick overview. We oversee projects from the programming phase, which is the initial step of any project. I call programming kind of like a recipe. It's flour, sugar, water, eggs, but you don't know whether you're going to get a cake or a cupcake. That's what programming tells you. We carry it all the way through closeout. Those are some of the steps of projects that we handle. Currently, that slide says over 25 projects. We actually just sat down last week with Dr. Valentino, went through it. We're at 40 projects right now that we're currently overseeing in a variety of stages, from starting up and programming, conceptual design, all the way through construction and closeout. Highlighted 3 of them there. The Palmview Phase 5 project. We just got the word today that some of the electrical overhead line project from IID has been finalized. We should have those drawings this week. So hopefully we can get that out to bid shortly. The Mecca Sports Field, we had an excellent meeting today and finalized the design on that field. We have 3 distinct outdoor learning spaces. It'll be a really nice redo of that field. And then the CNG fueling station expansion. We are working with transportation. We had a great team meeting yesterday, and we got some good news about the existing underground. So we should be good to get that project out to bid within a couple of months. Some completed projects. I know some of you have seen these slides a few times, but at the CV High School entry enhancement project, this project extended some islands for better traffic flow and pedestrian safety. We had a couple of crossing areas that were difficult and blocking traffic coming in and out. We replanted softscape areas throughout with drought tolerant planting. We had new AC paving, and we did paver entry at the driveway. We added some accent lighting and some new palm trees. So phase 2 was completed on budget, and we're working on phase 3 right now. Another completed project is the CV weight room project, which Mr. Arredondo mentioned earlier. Again, this was flooring, painting, new lighting conversion to LED lighting, and we added new mirrors. You see a few of them going up on the right. Those have been completed for the lower weight room last weekend, and the upper weight room will be completed this weekend. And again, that project was completed under budget. Future projects, obviously North Shore Elementary School, our team is working on. We did go to bid. We didn't get the bids that we were after, and they were over budget. So the board asked us to go back and tighten the drawings up and go back out to bid. We're in the process of doing that. This project, probably phase 5, we just spoke about it earlier. This will be a large retention basin with an outdoor play field with walking paths and shade structures and lots of new trees. It'll be a beautiful addition to the community. It's also going to be lit professionally. Excellent lighting system going out there. So we look forward to getting that project started later this summer. And planning in the future, we have the Mecca Sports Field that I mentioned earlier on the left. That's a redo of an existing field that's kind of in disrepair. We're going to model this after our CVU project, which will have a walking path. That'll have a room for a couple of soccer fields. It'll have a baseball diamond. And the green areas are 3, again, distinct outdoor learning spaces with concrete benches. They're under shade structures. We're adding 2 drinking fountains. Tim pointed out those drinking fountains we'll be using. And we are adding about 22 trees on this project. So looking forward to getting that rolling later this year. On the right is the Saul Martinez Lighting Upgrade Project. This was brought to us by our Security Director, Gus. We had a few incidences of vandalism on the site. We took a look and assessed it. We've got some dark areas out there. We're going to relight, and we're going to beef up some of the fencing on the back side of the school. Timmy's taking care of the front side. Some more future projects, portable classrooms. We're in the process of relocating and refurbishing 14 portable classrooms at 5 different sites. They'll be ready for use in 2023. Dr. Williams, I promise we'll get there. These portables were formerly part of the Palmview Portable Campus Project. And then containers, I don't know if B's still here, but we've purchased and conditioned and finished out 5 containers on campuses in 2022. We have plans for 4 more. So these containers were purchased. We've stripped them down. We've completely insulated them and drywalled them. We've lit them, and we've cut in a man door on the side, so you don't have to deal with the rail car doors on the end. Makes it easier for some of the after-school programs to get in and out and store materials. And again, these storage units are freeing up storage that was previously taken up in classrooms. That's the important thing there. Let's see, and I did want to update the board. Last year at, I think in January, February, we did a outreach for a pre-qualified list of architects. We had 7 at that time that we presented to the board. The board accepted those and asked us to do an outreach on local firms. So we completed that, and we're happy to report that we've added 3 local firms, Holt Architects, PVG Architects, and Sanders Architecture in El Centro. So bringing our total pre-qualified architectural firms to 10. And just to let you know, we're not just accumulating lists of firms and not giving them work. We received proposals from every firm on the list, and we awarded work to 6 of the 10 qualified firms this year. That's it for me. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you. Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any no questions? Moving on. Action item 8.1. Adoption of board resolution 2023-26 on AB 361.
Motion to approve.
Motion by trustee Paz. Is there a second? Second by trustee Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. Action item 9.1, requesting approval for MOU agreement between CVUSD and UEC at CSUSB. Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Garcia. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. Action item 9.2, requesting approval of independent contractor for mentor services. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Paz. Second. Trustee Garcia. Trustee Vargas has a question.
Yeah, do we have like a mechanism for evaluation of like these mentor contractor services? Like, do we know how they're doing? How are students doing from the services? You know, as we're expanding, I kind of like to know the success so that we can better assess if we need to invest more.
Yes, actually, we have data that's the student services. Megan, the coordinator, is keeping track of visits and things that they're doing in there. So she'll be able to eventually bring us data back, correct? Yeah.
Okay. Do we know when?
Eventually. She has some now. I think maybe in the next month, we could probably bring it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's my question.
Any other questions? Seeing none, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. Action item 9.3, requesting approval of out-of-state travel for a school psychologist to attend NASP 2023.
A motion?
Motion by trustee Vargas. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Paz. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. Requesting approval for contractor services from the Learning Innovation Catalyst. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Paz. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Vargas. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. Requesting approval of agreement with Elevo, item 9.5, requesting approval agreement with Elevo. There any questions? I mean, is there a motion?
I make a motion to decline staff's recommendation.
I'll
There-
second it.
There's a motion by Mr. Acuna, and then to decline staff's recommendation. There's a second by trustee Paz. Are there any questions, concerns?
I have a question. The reason?
Huh?
The reason to decline.
Oh, I did talk to staff about this. I have been asking questions and I just, I thank them for thinking out of the box and trying to go that route, but I just, the cost of it and the intended plan, I'm not sure it's gonna actually do what they're trying to do just because of some other internal problems that we have that have nothing to do with this. So again, this is, again, I did meet with them and they explained it to me and I support what they're trying to do. I just don't think this is the way to do it. This one and the next one, so.
My reason is slightly different. I think the goals are aligned with what we've been trying to do through the blended model, but yet we're introducing another sort of component, right? Versus strengthening and finding the ways in which the implementation of the blended model can support all of these things. So that's the reason why I'm opposing.
There's a motion and a second to deny staff's recommendation. All in favor of the motion?
In favor of the motion?
Yeah, in favor of the
Yes.
motion, meaning to deny staff's recommendation.
Yes. Okay.
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Oh, any opposed of the motion? Any abstain? Motion carries 5-0. And the item has been denied.
6-0.
6-0. Requesting approval to contract with Elevon 9.6.
Make a motion to decline staff's recommendation.
Is there a second?
I'll second it for the same reason as the previous.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Action item 9.7, approval of additional social studies professional development contract with Social Studies Weekly TK3.
Right. Motion to approve staff's recommendation.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by trustee Paz. Any questions, comments? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Requesting approval to purchase a water wheel irrigation system for a CVHS farm.
Motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Second.
Motion by trustee Arredondo, second by trustee Paz. Any questions, concerns, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Action item 9.9, requesting review and approval of school accountability report cards.
A motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Motion by trustee Arredondo. Is there a second?
Yes.
Second by trustee Garcia. All those in favor? Any
Aye.
questions, comments, concerns?
Can I make a quick comment?
Yes.
In the SARCs, there are some sections that are missing, which is the data, and we wrote on there that this data, it didn't come out till the day that we had to turn the SARC into the board agenda. So we will bring it back for a revision, but we do have to have it approved before February 1st, but we'll bring it back with all the data.
Thank you.
There was a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Action item 10.1, consideration for adoption of resolution number 2023-25, approval of annual and 5-year reportable fees report for the fiscal year 2021 and 2022.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Arredondo,
A second.
second by Ms. Vargas. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Action item 10.2, authorization to proceed with Saul Martinez Elementary School Security lighting and fencing upgrades project and authorization to proceed with the bidding process.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by trustee Paz, second by trustee Vargas. Any questions, concerns, comments?
I don't know. I think, did I second it?
That's fine.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
go
both
ahead.
of you second at the same
I
time.
apologize.
No problem. You're like, how can you confuse me? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Authorization, action item 10.3, authorization to proceed with the design build K-12 HVAC unit replacement and air quality projects.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Paz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Action item 10.4, authorization to purchase CVHS weight room equipment and advance exercise through the Sourcewell Pricing Cooperative.
I'd like to make a motion with an amendment or with the change for that particular one.
What's the
My
change?
change would be that obviously, if we're going to buy CV High's equipment, that be open to all sites, West Shores, all the ones that have facilities that are old, And then my other one would be that, and I did talk to staff about this, is that part of the problem that we have in having to do this that has been 40 years old is that we don't have a maintenance replacement programs and again, this isn't about pointing to the current principals because obviously this equipment's 30, 40 years old. So obviously there's a lot of people to go back to, but we have to have a process. Otherwise, in the future, we're going to be right back here buying full equipment for this again. And we have to have a better strategy, and not only on this equipment, but on all equipment. But for this particular one, I would like to see, again, open to all the other sites if they have requests. West Shore's equipment is really old as well. And that was I did mention it to our student rep and told her that I would be making that particular motion so she could go back and rally the troops. But, and then again, I believe I'll only talk about this particular one, but about a maintenance and some kind of a plan of how we're going to do this. So that would be
So
my
was that a motion to
recommendation
approve?
and my changes to the motion.
I have a clarifying question. So you're asking that this equipment is open and available, or that we're purchasing equipment for the other schools?
Know that when the other schools come, it's kind of like what we did with the floor, remember, for the basketball, that when the other ones come, that the board approved those as well,
Oh,
pending that they do that. It's more of that it's open to all, because again, it's only fair, I think. And again, I understand the need that I walked in there before. I think that equipment was there when I was there, so it's pretty bad. But again, there was no program to be replacing it as it needed to be replaced.
mhm.
And I do know Desert Mirages isn't in bad shape. I think CDA also has a weight room. But West Shores is that old stuff out there. So
Before I take a second, there's a motion with those conditional amendments, I'd say. I'd like to add that when and if we build a CV high school, that the equipment is transferred and we don't go out and buy new equipment again.
well, that depends how long it takes us to build a high school, that doesn't it?
Well, I would say in the next 10 years, right?
If that's the motion, trustee Acuña, I would second that to approve, right?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
motion to.
correct.
Any other comments?
Well, I think those are things that are gonna have to come back anyway, but I guess what our colleagues here are asking of us, right, is that as we are preparing to vote, if we're open to this, that we consider other requests in the future, but they would come separately like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's more cost effective to think like big picture, like, okay, we're replacing equipment at 3 sites as opposed to like, let me replace one dumbbell here, one dumbbell there.
Right.
So I think part of my comment earlier was like, okay, let's think about big picture, like what are the needs across the district, and is it cost less, more or less cost effective to do that? Just a thought.
I see what you're saying. So I think the next steps would be to go back, because this is already here, right? And I think for the purpose of
I
moving
think
it forward,
the next round of all the rest of the schools, maybe we
Yeah.
do it all in one.
the next schools, right,
Basketball
West
is good
Shores
on-
and Desert Mirage, that they come in as one package. Rather than that, right? And I think for the purpose of moving this forward in good faith, and trusting that our staff and the schools will put in the request. Mr. Backham?
Thank you. If I may, I just wanted to remind the board that for this one, we use Sourcewell Community Pricing, which is a national bid service. So all of the pricing we're getting on this was nationally bid. That's why we don't have to go out to bid on it, because it's already the lowest price available for this particular line of equipment. But we would, in fact, probably benefit from doing larger scale. If we're going to do 2 or 3 other schools, we would cluster those together and try to get better pricing. We could compare Sourcewell with an open bid. So we'd be happy to do that.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's a motion and a second. Any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. The first and second was the motion was made by Mr. Acuña, second by Mr. Arredondo. And ultimately, there's really no amendment other than, I think, a mutual understanding between our colleagues,
Actually,
right?
it was the
But-
the maintenance and replacement.
Oh, the maintenance and replacement. Yeah, but other than that, I think it was more of a mutual understanding between the colleagues up here. Awesome. Motion carry 6-0. Congratulations, Mr. Redondo. Great work. Authorization to proceed with Coachella Valley High School feasibility study for a new Coachella Valley High School project.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by trustee Paz. Any questions, comments? Seeing,
Maybe just an explanation of a little bit more to better understand.
yeah, Mr. Buckham? You should just probably just sit up there until we're.
Thank you. Was there a question? Or do you want me to
Well,
elaborate?
My first question, when would services start and when would services start?
Yeah, so
If you could give us an overview.
yeah, thank you. I'll address that. So this is really a feasibility study to answer a question that I've talked about with several board members a number of times.
Yeah.
If we had the money to replace CV High School today, could we do it on the existing site? Or do we have to look to another district property that we own? We own several candidates. Or would we be looking at a new piece of property? And I just felt like when I leave the district in 10, 12 years, if I didn't have this answer to the board, I'd be derelict in my duty. So this is really a feasibility study to see, could we do it on the campus? How would we go about doing it? What would the phasing be? And would there be any disruption to student traffic?
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, my.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Trustee Paz?
So not a question to Mr. Bachman, but a question maybe to Dr. Valentino, because last time that we tried the bond, we had a study and we came and, we did the whole analysis on what could happen in terms of putting out a bond. When are we going to start that process again?
The bond process?
Yeah, because there was a whole, I recall there was a study, they did a poll, we found out what the tax revenue could be and all, the entire process that would get us to us putting a bond on the ballot. And the next election is in 2 years, right? 2024, yeah, so.
Yeah, one was a pause and then trying to understand whether it's 2024, then agreed that it would be 2024 from the conversations, whether it was going to be during the primary or during the fall. During that whole conversation, Mayela had been working with our bond consultant to begin to gather the information. And so it really is just about pulling the trigger and saying, we're activating it, go and do what you just said. That's where we are. But in order to get to that, we need to, Mayela and the team have been doing a lot of research already to capture what it is that we need to do before we go out and start doing the analysis. Did you want to add anything, Ms. Salcedo?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, we can bring the data back so that you can see more or less what the timeline, what it looks like, what we would need to do when we would start preparing. And this is sort of separate from whether we start now or later.
Yeah.
So David's.
Yeah, it is separate. That's
Yeah.
why the question was not for
See,
him,
yeah.
but it reminded me that, we don't want to be in 2024 last minute, so
Yeah.
bringing that timeline would be helpful.
Yes, so I'll bring some more information just to remind everyone of where we would be at to get ready for 2024.
Mhm.
Okay.
Is that,
Thank you.
is that it, trustee Paz? Awesome. Trustee Redondo?
I just have one question, Mr. Malcolm. Does that feasibility study cover the North 40 or you're just studying the present campus there?
It's a great question. We're attacking the entire campus, but really the growth, again, it's just one person's opinion. My opinion is the growth is ready to happen on the north side of that campus, which would allow us to continue functioning on the south side of the campus with some moderate interruptions to that flow, but that's what we're trying to study. But again, there's a lot of considerations take place. Can we really do it? Is there enough room to do that? What would the widening of 55 be in cost? And, you know, those things all have to be weighed out. I think it's an inexpensive cost to get those answers today so that we know where we need to go.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Awesome. The motion and are there any other concerns, questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Action item,
We tabled 10.6.
yeah, 11.1, approval of job description for Director of Title IX and Compliance.
So move.
A motion by Mr. Arredondo. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Acuna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Approval of revised job description for middle school principal.
So move.
There's a motion on the floor by Trustee Arredondo. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Acuna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Approval of revised job description for elementary school principal. Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Acuna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. Approval of CVUSD school calendar for the 2023-2024 school year.
I want to move to deny this calendar.
You want to move to deny?
Yes, to deny. And the
Second.
reason,
that.
okay, the reason why, I mean, we've talked for some time, especially at the beginning of the school year with the heat and all the parents and the children on the buses. And it just doesn't make sense for me that knowing the weather that we have, that we start so early in August. So that's my reason.
I think. oh,
There's a motion to deny.
I just wanted to add, I mean, the kind of the same reasons. We've been having discussion, and from what I gather, the board has talked about getting that starting date closer to Labor Day, not closer to 4th of July. And we seem to be going in the opposite direction. I also have a concern with the 3 weeks. You guys already know that about the vacation for 3 weeks. That's a concern of mine. But again, if the rest of the board members are okay with that, we'll go along. But I do have a problem with that starting date, starting so early as well.
The 3 weeks one, December?
Any other comments, concerns? The motion on the floor is to deny staff's recommendation. Motion by Trustee Paz. Trustee Acuna, is that a second? Nope. Second by Trustee Acuna. All those in favor of the motion on the floor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. And denial of staff's recommendation. Action item 12, consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the board to be routine and will be acted upon in one motion. There will be no discussion to these items prior to the time the board considers a motion unless members of the board or staff request specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent calendar, in which event the items will be considered separately. The superintendent, assistant sup of educational services, assistant sup of business and finance, assistant sup of HR recommend the approval of all consent calendar items. Is there a motion on the floor?
So move. And just if anybody has with an item to pull. So a motion to accept staff's recommendation, barring any sort of pulling of items.
Any items that will be pulled?
16.1.
16.1. Any other items? Is there a second with 16.1, Mr. Acuna? Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by Mr. Acuna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Consent calendar passes 6-0. Action item 16.1. Approve of HR personnel report, 1 certificated 7A. Is there a motion to approve
Well,
16.1?
We gotta see what
you're
concern.
getting a little ahead of yourself. No, so instead of pulling every single item out, because there's a lot of them, I wanted to make a comment, and I did speak to staff already about this, but I just wanted to reiterate my concerns about this. We are approving a lot of academic support, after-school intervention, and all these programs, but we have some issues that we need to deal with before we actually put these into play. Some of those issues are, technically teachers' workday starts at 8 o'clock and ends at 3:20. That is it's in the contract, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. My concern was, and I've already talked to staff, and I know they're working on this, but I wanted people to understand, especially principals who tend to kind of just get going sometimes, is that technically there's no staff from K-6 available until 3:20. But our students get out at 2:45 and they're not allowed to be the 2:20. So there has to be a project, and I know they're working on it. And again, I'm not concerned. I just wanted to make it clear that before these principals start using this and putting this into place, that our bridge program has to be part of there, because we aren't going to have them start at 3 o'clock and pay them for an hour of tutoring and pay them the other 20 minutes for that too. So it's just a process. It's in the contract. It isn't something that anybody's demanding. It's already there. So, and they are working on a plan, and I think they have a good one coming forward, but I wanted to express that principals, don't get ahead of yourselves and start doing these programs, and we're going to have kids for about 35 minutes that have no supervision, right? Or, well, we'll let the teacher start early. No, that's not what's allowable per the contract. So again, instead of pulling every single one out, it's just like an overall for that particular one. And then some of the other ones that we have in the middle schools that we're doing in the language, it doesn't say if it's before school, after school, during school, and I've already talked to them, and they're going to start doing that, that language. So to be a little bit more detailed, when it says academic support, what exactly does that mean? Is that the actual tutoring, or is that an aide in the classroom? So it's more like description and how that program works. So I just decided it'd be easier to explain it. I'm going to vote for it. Obviously, that's not the point, but I wanted everybody to understand. I want whoever's here to understand, and anybody watching on Zoom, that there is a process that needs to be fixed before we can start doing a lot of these things, which are necessary. I support them. I support all the intervention, but there has to be a bridge between them, and it can't just be ignored. Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve 16.1.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Redondo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries 6-0. At this time, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Redondo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Vargas. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Meeting adjourned at 9:18.